Amazing.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where me and my homegirl, Erin, are going to let you know about the what's going down in the Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills franchise. This is their season, 15? Episode 3. Before we get into it, y'all, please help me welcome Erin to the stage. Yes.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Of course, you are so welcome. Thanks for joining me. You guys, we are just a few days away from that holiday for those of you who celebrate. And then there's about 4 days from another holiday if some of you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, thanks for tuning in anyway. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody. Well, just about. We don't do no hate.
I think we're on what are we on?
Hate.
Couple night 5, 4, 5, 6 Hanukkah. I know we're a few days in, but I have not been keeping track.
Yes, we and I forgot about them, child. That is on the calendar. Yeah, everybody. We are a few days in, and again, we celebrate everybody. But
right,
we don't do no hating. So if you hating, we don't like you either. How about that?
No hateration, no holleration. It's one of my favorite Mary songs.
Okay.
I love that song.
I'm looking at the calendar looking for it. It should be on the calendar. He didn't take it off, did he? Oh, there it is. The 15th. So we are a good 7 days in.
Oh, we're almost done then. Okay.
How many days is it?
8 crazy nights.
Not 8 crazy nights.
I'm quoting Adam Sandler did a Hanukkah song on the Saturday Night Live. And
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Vaguely. I love Adam Sandler. He's so funny.
He is. Especially, yeah, he was cute back then, doing his little songs and stuff.
You said back then. He was all right.
Yeah, I mean, these days, he's a I'm sure he's an upstanding man, but he's a family man.
Yes, big ups to him and his family.
Yeah, he seems like a good one. I don't need anybody else to ruin, I don't need any other heroes torn down.
Okay.
Stay moral.
Yay. Well, this is a cute little episode. Of course, we like the drama, the hair pulling, tugging, eyelashes removed, earrings removed, Vaseline on the face. But we also love a good pick me up, something that's not so stressful, because child, a few of these ladies is going through it, child. I mean, if it ain't jail, being threatened with jail, or their husbands outside, not to say they ain't outside too, but you know what I'm saying. Just this is a lot going on, child. Oh my goodness.
They were outside at least.
Some folks having your name removed from the Lamb's Book of Life. I mean, good grief.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Or trying to anyway. Oh my goodness. They going to the Lord on you? Listen, when y'all man go to the Lord on you, you done did something wrong to that man. I'm just saying.
You know he's done. That's what you know.
That part. I mean, serving you on your birthday. Do I have that right? Or filing on your birthday, girl?
I
Mm-mm.
don't remember, but I mean, honestly, at this point, him getting it annulled is just being spiteful anyway. It's like, doesn't take away the 300 you still got to pay, annulled or not.
I think it's because the new woman in his life. We need to have this erased.
Oh, maybe, it might be because I think he's engaged or was, or, something.
People just be proving me right, don't they?
Mm. Well, you know what? When we do Southern Charm, I'm going to give you your props again, but yes.
Uh-oh. Yes, y'all. If you didn't know, we're gonna do Southern Charm after this. If we're gonna do that, what did I say, 9:30?
Yeah.
So come on back after we done with these rich heifers of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, we're going to go to the spoiled folks over in Charleston.
Oh boy. Yeah, baby. My man Shep over there tripping, but we're gonna talk about him in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so with these rich heifers of Beverly Hills, y'all, let's get into this now. Of course, we started off with Bose want to hook her ladies up. She tired of folks, her homegirls just being, out of the loop, not getting some, all the things, how us good girlfriends do. We want our girls to have it like we got it because we know Bo's got a man who loves her, who wants to start a family, who her daughter adores. So as long as her daughter's cool, she cool, and they can move forward. So she just wants everybody. Pretty much everybody got a kid. Some of them are adults, but you still got to respect the family you coming into. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she just wants everybody to get it like she getting it. And I ain't mad. I love a good girlfriend who would think of me like that. Girl, you got to get some too, like I'm getting it. Whatever it is, and just talking about sex, but you know what I'm saying. Just somebody to rub your feet, somebody to pat your butt when you cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever floats your boat. Whoever, whatever, however. So yeah, y'all. So there's a matchmaking event. Bose went into her Rolodex of folks. We got lawyers, comedians, businessmen, just sprinkled all sorts of ways, and everybody look about the same height, which is surprising, but it's all good. Some folks with accents, as you can see, Lennon is popping. Yeah. So Bose is letting these guys know. Well, first off, before I go on into the text messages, child, did you notice anything about these guys that's kind of similar or whatever?
No, I think honestly, I thought it was a decent mix of folks,
Mhm,
considering she literally was calling up her Rolodex going, "Do you want to be on camera? It's gonna be speed dating." Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Like the
mhm,
reality of what it is that they're doing. I thought it was a fun little mix.
mhm.
She got one of the creators of Comic-Con. I mean, if that might be a huge money right there, even though nobody was into him. But yeah,
Girl, I be. No, I'm just kidding.
right. uh yeah, no, I was impressed with what she managed to get together, considering the real question was, do you want to be on reality TV speed dating with a bunch of awkward heifers?
Yeah. So because we plan to give a little read a little later on, I want y'all to see the guy on his cell phone. Our favorite. Yeah, no. This is a telltale sign. You see how everyone else is engaged? He's not. Moving on. So she's letting them know about all the ladies. They're all, nervous. They're just, real nervous to meet y'all. And then they had to put some, snapshots of what they were saying to each other, anybody got this, who got that, I don't know, this, that, and the third, you know. You see how she names Erica Girardi, EJ Global, Erica Jane at the bottom. Just too cute. Just too cute.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is they don't know what to wear, but everybody came in black. Well, I'm like, well, it ain't like y'all need y'all. Okay, so the general idea that I know of, you know, is when you wear black, it's a little slimming to make you, but everybody's slim. So I don't understand why everybody wore black. Do you?
And some of them were like quite conservative. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're at a speed date, you're at a mixer. Like, I'm not saying you gotta have your goods hanging out, but like Erica in like a suit. You know, I thought Dorit's outfit was cute. Dorit, you know, for all the time she's overdone it with a label, I thought this was a cute little cocktail outfit to wear.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that they wore hosiery.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, you know, because we don't want to, you know. it was, I'm glad that they did dress more conservatively, you know, meeting a man, no one out there with their boobs out. Only one out there was bulge. You can see back out, side out, one arm. Look, she got a man. She ain't nobody here for her. But yeah, she was the only one who was dressed, you know, more, you know, open than anybody else, child. But yeah, y'all, they wore black and we just getting to know people, you know. My bad, hold on. Being the comedian is meeting Dorit and the dude, I'm gonna get his name in a minute. He's sitting off to the left.
Right.
And then, you know,
popular.
Rachel's meeting folks. She wasn't sure if she should wear her shades. Now they're like, no, woman, that's rude. Don't wear. And Kyle was like, well, they're Rachel Zoe shades. Somebody give a damn about whose shades they are.
Nope.
You don't meet people with shades on this broad daylight. Who are you?
Exactly. Well, that, yes. I mean, like these gentlemen showed up to play this little game. You know, like they deserve some respect. Well, most of them.
Yeah, we just, you know, meeting folks. Here's, like I said, Rick the lawyer. Of course, she's like, a lawyer? Oh my God.
Yeah, Erica's like, nope, don't need that.
Where are my notes, child? I want to make sure I don't miss not a beat. Because something was funny. I just don't remember offhand. But yeah. Where are my dang notes, child? Way over here. Anywho, while I look for my notes, we'll just peruse the picture. And the comedian was over there trying to make Sudden laugh, but she was just so damn. She should have smoked something before. I'm just saying, because I'm about sick of Sudden. She more rigid than Shannon Badori is.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what like persona they think is attractive on themselves, or like how they perceive themselves and want to come off to other people, especially men.
That's what I wanted to say. Before it even came out, y'all, Dorit and Kyle ran back in when the ladies were coming in. And we're like, what?
Was it Kyle and Dorit, or was it Dorit and was it Kyle and Erica?
That's right, Kyle and Erica, because Dorit led the pack out. She's like, I'm gonna be first.
Yeah.
Hell.
Dorit was social. Erica, like everybody went, how come the hoe is so shy?
Because if you can see, they're turning around at this moment.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Excuse me, earlier. Yes, at this point, Kyle and Erica, thank you, are turning around and wait a minute. Bo's like, wait a minute, some people are missing. What y'all? And then Erica ran back in again until she said she needs a drink. I'm like, girl. So apparently Kyle and Erica are more a little more dysfunctional meeting people than even Sutton is. Sutton was right there. Yeah, I'm ready. Because I flashed back to Sutton previous years and she's talking about her neuropathy on a date. Like, what? Who? Leg is stiff and carrying on. Like, who wants to hear about your mental issues? Ooh, girl, can you no wonder that he was like, what? So back to the comedian. So there's some cue cards Bose put out for them to ask questions. Of
Right.
course, there wasn't mandatory, but there was a question, something about dominant or submissive, and she mentioned in conversation. He's like, no, I think it meant sexual activity. Like, who wouldn't? Girl, listen. First of all, that question is too early if you ask me, but ain't nobody asked me nothing. So, I wouldn't have asked it personally. Like, no. That's just a little, I don't even know your, I don't even know how you smell 6 hours later. And you want me to answer
Yeah.
questions about sex? No, no. Were you going to say something, honey?
No, I was like, I don't know. Maybe she's trying to, be a little spicy, a little playful, but yeah, no.
Mm-mm. I don't care if you know these dudes or not. Sebastian. Now, that's the name. I love it. Sebastian. I ain't never seen too many mud ducks named Sebastian. I'm just saying. There's always been like Jason, or like we said before. I ain't never saw ugly Jason.
Right.
But yeah, motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Did you give a TED talk? Well, look him up and see if he did a TED talk. So yeah, he's talking to this heifer, and she talking about her ex-husband. Yeah, I'm still married. What? What is going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah.
But she did say it to the real estate person. But still, she's just bringing up stuff that don't know other men want to hear about your current husband that you're separated from. See, everybody don't believe in that because it's not signed on a dotted line. You're free to date. Not everybody thinks like that. So you might as well just leave that out the conversation. Because, girl. So next we have Garrett. Is he the what's the name? I'll call him BravoCon.
Yes. Yeah. No. Comic-Con. Yes.
Comic-Con CEO.
Yes.
And this who he talking to, y'all. Rachel. So why she left at that man? Oh my God.
I mean, honestly, Rachel, what you're into is just as ridiculous if you want to get dismissive. Okay, like absolutely not her style, but clearly, but Comic-Con, Comic-Con sells out in San Diego so fast. You're like lucky
Yes,
if
they do.
you could get tickets. Like, don't sneeze. I have mad respect for him. He's not my style, but like I would be interested to talk to him just to hear about it alone. Like, give me a TED talk.
Okay, so just to give a little feedback, y'all, Rachel wasn't really up for this, but she's a team player. So that I think may have what do you call aided in her laughing at this man in his face about what he does. Like, girl, do you know who you talk? I don't even have to read his IMDb or resume or CV or nothing to know he got it going on. Comic-Con? BravoCon is not as big as Comic-Con.
BravoCon is named after Comic-Con. Con, that came from Comic-Con.
But I felt offended because she laughed. This is her laughing in this man's face. Like, girl,
Yeah,
listen,
I
you
agree.
ain't all that. Look, you ain't all. But we're going to move on because that kind of ticked me off.
It did me too. I was like, girl, you're just as ridiculous. It's just that, you take yourself more seriously. But like, no, you're just as ridiculous.
Speaking
Oh.
of Mr. in the phone while everybody else is Mr. Engaged, and that's who we talking to right now. I can see them getting together. They both got a little, oomph about them.
She likes a-holes. You could tell she was into him too. And then she said that whole, oh, I'm attracted to who I shouldn't be. I'm like, yeah.
Duh.
First of all, his hair says it all. The way that he's trying to spike it up, trying to be a poor man's Ben Affleck. trying to have some surly attitude. There is, folks, if you're listening and you're not from LA, there's a certain kind of douchebag, that personality that this man has, where you're clearly deep down you're insecure, status and
Mhm.
certain things matter to you. I don't know if you came from LA or you're a transplant, um but you have an edge of meanness, dismissiveness, jerky jokes. Like, there's a certain flavor of like forced arrogance to you that stems from being deeply insecure
Yeah.
because of the wealth community and the status community within LA. And that's exactly what you gave. And I can't stand that kind of LA man. So,
Yeah, it's a certain stereotypes or even
mm-hmm,
types, I should more say than stereo. It's actual people who, conduct themselves in a certain way, a certain air about them. And I know what you're talking about. Um, yeah. And just his posture, he's not welcoming. He's like in a business meet. I don't know,
what are
it's the
you
most
wearing?
formal. I mean, informal, and he's in say it fast 3 times. He's in an informal stance about himself, and again, he's on his phone earlier. So every time they show him, he's in a position to where, and then he offends her by saying, "Oh, I don't like Coldplay," and she's like, "What? I can't believe I love it." Oh, all white women love Coldplay. What?
I do not, just for the record. And
They
I'm a
all
white.
right, but
There's
now
like
you're
what?
offending people.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. And what are you wearing with these dusty blue slacks and a gray blazer and some brown boots? Like, your outfit sucks.
Brown, black, blue, gray, white. Girl, bye.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Now this is who she calls telling her, "Oh, yeah, my husband, not ex-husband, not estranged. She's calling him her current husband." Okay, again, wrong thing to
I
say.
know.
And he mentioned that he may have done business with him or whatnot. I'm like,
Right. I mean, that there you go, right there. You're kind of like, ooh. But Chase, you got a great head of hair, sir.
it,
I,
that even wasn't fair to him. I mean, ladies, come on.
yeah.
Obviously your current situations on your mind so much. These guys didn't. I mean, get out of that. I understand that's your man. You love, in my opinion, she wants Mauricio back at the house. I know.
I feel that way too. I feel like she got her heart broken
Mm-hmm.
by Morgan, and if Morgan was still into it, Kyle would still be off the market in lesbian land. But because that didn't work out, I think she absolutely would like to work it back out with Mo. But unfortunately, girlfriend, it looked like you gave Mo too much time off the leash, and he's enjoying way too much being a zaddy.
Yeah, this going on 3 years. Come 2026. Now
No,
I'm cool. I'm cool.
he's getting 20s and 30s tail. He's going out partying. You don't want to do any of that. You're not drinking. He's having a renaissance of his younger years. I'm not saying I agree with it, nor would do I like it. Like I said,
Mhm.
if you're dating someone the age or younger than your child, that's gross, and that goes for both of them. However, yeah, he don't want you back, ma'am. And he certainly doesn't want you to make it hard.
And again, you allow cheating in your marriage, then that's what you're going to have. You keep taking somebody back, that's what you're going to keep getting. So deal with it. Either ish or get off the pot, Kyle. Stop waiting. He said, wait. Why are you listening to him? And he's the one who's breaking your heart. I'm just saying. I know she was doing what she was doing. But girl, if the papers ain't filed by the time this season is over, I know a trick.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sure their divorce could get super complicated because there was
Mm.
absolutely no prenup before they amassed the wealth that they have and stuff. but I think he's also got some um financial stuff. Like he's gotten sued by a couple of folks, and I'm not saying he's straight up dirty money, but I don't know. It feels like there might be, some problems that I wouldn't want to take onto my assets.
Even
Um,
more reason to file. Get that off of
s-
my name.
so I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I ain't the kid. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly want to give her respect for how long they've been married. It's a complicated thing, all that kind of stuff, feelings stay or whatever. But I feel like if you decide to not work on your marriage and therapy together and really give it that shot, and instead you decide to separate and see what happens, you might as well get divorced because nothing's going to get fixed being separated to come back together and it's magically better.
Sure. Well, it's obvious y'all been listening to me talk about this last season, this season. You know that ain't my cup of tea. I don't drink that flavor. To each his own. Be well, all y'all. Okay? Because I don't want to send out the wrong signal that I'm just so judgmental. It's just okay. Do you? Do you? But I'm gonna talk about it though.
I was going to say, I think we're both being judgmental because it's judgment for sport.
Girl, okay.
We're just having an opinion. That's why we watch reality show, right? So we could talk about it, do some judging,
Okay.
think about, we're tossing the ball around.
Talk about somebody else's problem.
Right. Amen.
Speaking of that, so here we are, a little powwow between Bowles and her personal assistant.
He's cute.
Her personal assistant was, talking about Sebastian, child,
Mm-hmm.
like, well, who ain't talking about Sebastian? The ladies liking him, he liking Dorit, yada, yada, yada. And, it's just a little more conversation. Look at them. Talking about, well, they both have accents, so maybe that'll work. Like, girl, bye. I'm talking about no damn accent.
See, this is the Dorit I miss. Like, this is where I remember that she once was likable. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
rah rah. I don't take any shit, Dorit. I light cigarettes on stage. I think I'm so cool, and PK so awful. I'm like, that's not. I don't like that Dorit. This Dorit, I'm like, oh yeah, you can be like, enjoyable.
And speaking of enjoyable, the comedian, his name is Ben or whatever, he is
Mm-hmm.
giving Bose a little comedic relief, to ease the tension a little bit. She's like, oh, this is so, rough in here. And then he said, no, it's all right. Everybody having a good time for the most part. Nobody cuss nobody out.
Yeah.
And then there's a little something there, Bose and her sister still talking ish about everybody. It's good-ish, y'all. Yeah, as we know, that didn't go well either because again, Rachel really didn't want to be there, child.
It's funny. I probably would have enjoyed the comedian's company because I like funny. I don't necessarily find him super attractive, but like he could potentially grow on me because I like a smart man that's funny
Mhm,
and that
mhm.
can like and he was cracking jokes right up without being too obnoxious. He was
Yeah.
putting them in there to lighten the mood. I enjoy a man like that. So I think I would have probably just enjoyed chit-chatting, enjoy his company. And I think he has previously worked with Bose on some kind of project, so he's not a total slouch. Now, there's this joke that, comedians are super messed up, but I think that's anybody in entertainment in LA. So I won't just say specifically comedians, but
Well, I can tell you what, he has to be a good enough success to be amongst these batch of women because I know Bose is not going to bring someone in this
right,
group of women that couldn't keep up, if you know what I'm saying. So he's
exactly.
probably written for people. Maybe he's done some writing on shows because he is funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he got a cute little coin. All of them do, because, again, she ain't going to bring something to the table that can't even afford the table. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this is where they're saying their goodbyes. Some of them are exchanging information. Um, this one guy gave his card. I think the lawyer dude gave his card to Erica.
Mm-hmm.
And Erica, then while the ladies were talking and everything, Erica gave his card to Sutton. Girl, he didn't give it to Sutton, he gave it to you. Sutton, I wouldn't even reach my hand out to take that card. Are you kidding me?
It's a weird one, isn't it? Like, first of all, I think his name is Rick. Rick, you overshot. You took your shot with someone above your pay grade. Like, we all should have a more realistic view of ourselves, our high and our low, our range, right? Like what
Mm-hmm.
when we're and we even know sometimes maybe when we're overshooting. But like
Sure.
Rick Sutton's more your speed, sir. Your age-wise and a lot of things. And if you actually knew anything about Erica, you being a lawyer, you might not even really do that. She comes with a boatload of trouble you probably don't want, although maybe you could represent her.
Just about
But
to say, hey.
right. Yeah, no, Erica's currently dating an ex-Navy SEAL or some crap like
Ooh,
that.
he look good, girl.
Yeah, there you
Girl.
go. Good for you, Erica. Finally get with someone that's like commensurate to your like
Girl,
vibe.
he look good. I ain't gonna hold
Hmm.
you. Y'all look it up. Oh my goodness.
She's not gold digging this time. She's bed digging. Bed diving. There we
She
go.
been asking. She been asking for the dick for 5 years.
She's been getting it from based on some of the things she's been saying, but um this she seems like she likes this guy. She was kind of all silly about him on Watch What Happens Live. So
And I can't wait
um
for the next episode because they're gonna delve into that a little bit.
oh, that's right. Okay, so anyway, um it was weird because like I respect that Erica kind of tried to give Sutton an olive branch, like
Mm-hmm.
here, but like you said, Sutton, that man didn't give it to you. So if you call him up, that puts you on a real weird footing. Like a real second fiddle, not even kind of because he could have given his card to multiple people. And
Right.
I'm so I I'm new era for me. I wouldn't be chasing. I mean, I think Kyle is a little too frigid, but like I don't want to chase after anybody either.
And if
It's got to be
anything, I
easy.
would. Uh-huh.
I'm saying it's got to be easy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like kind of that an organic chemistry you have with someone where you
Right.
you're right. Like it's just easy to go. Maybe there's some next step there.
And if anybody should be arranging more so, perhaps Bose should arrange it. Hey, so and so, what do you think about Sutton? Do
Right.
you think that's somebody, you may want to date? And maybe let him know, maybe that'll be a cue for him to know that Eric is not into you. And perhaps, you may want someone who may be into you. And I think maybe,
Right.
Sutton may be into you. She didn't say no when we were discussing, you and the other fellas. You were one of many whom she shown interest. Try and judge it up that way, but I would not have taken the card. Like, no.
Yeah, I think Bo should maybe set a boundary about how it closes out. Like, I'll get feedback from everybody and do some setting up behind the scenes. Like maybe
But
you
yeah,
call up
but
Rick and say, Sutton enjoyed your company. Oh, well, I enjoyed Erica's. Well, Erica didn't enjoy your company enough, but Sutton did. So if you'd like to ask her out, I can give you her information.
and then we're talking about Kyle, child. We're just getting more, what's her name? Bose is just delving deeper into what would be more ideal for Kyle because no one sparked Kyle's interest, surprisingly. So Kyle thought, see, Kyle's problem is she thinks she knows it all. In this conversation, so what you just asking what you really want to know, and Bose is like, what are you talking about? And the whole line that's been going around town is, well, I can go either Brad or Angelina. At this point, I'm just gonna, stick with who I like, not really focus on the gender. If I'm not mistaken, that's what she said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, in my opinion about this, I think that's a good idea for her just to, take it slow, file the papers, Kyle, file the papers, and just, take it one day at a time, file the papers, Kyle, file the papers. And, just, focus. So now she's choosing to focus in on something else that we're going to talk about. But I just want Kyle to file the papers.
She's not judging you, Kyle.
I'm teasing. File the papers.
I read it a bit differently. I did feel like Bose was fishing. Like, it did feel a little bit like, just straight up ask what you want to know. But I wouldn't have necessarily assumed what she wanted to know. Because I kind of read it a little bit more like she was fishing to kind of be like, do you want to get back with Mo? Because you're kind of acting like that. Are you into women now? Are you open to dating a man? Like, I think she wanted Kyle to come clean with wherever she's at.
Right.
More pointedly. Right.
In respect to the matchmaking, because she don't want to match her up with somebody, because she specifically asked her. So moving forward, how do you want to go with this? If you want to continue with, me trying to hook you up. So I didn't think it was what Kyle thought it was. Maybe it's because it's on Kyle's brain. But I just don't think Kyle needs to move that way anymore, trying to beat them to the punch type of situation, because, I want to say that. I just think Kyle needs to just take it one day at a time.
Well, I mean, everybody was asking her and was hammering home, are you gay? Are you gay? With more, I mean, all the things, right? So, and she was flaunting it all around. So it was the topic, right? I'm not blaming anybody. It was the topic. And it was very much, I want to know. And Bose has been in the confessionals saying that. She's been in the past, so she's been vocal about it. And I didn't necessarily think, that's why it felt a little fake to me, because I think it was kind of like, I don't see it like, I don't think Kyle took the speed dating that seriously. And I think it was kind of obvious. She doesn't really want Bose to work hard on finding her someone. But I think at the same time, Bose was still just trying to say, well, where are you at? Because you kept us all in suspense, right? It was like the conversation she had with Erica should have been had with everyone. Like a little vulnerability about, I don't know where I'm at. The relationship that I was in that I can't talk about because they don't want me to talk about it has ended. And I'm feeling a little vulnerable. I'm looking at my marriage, something like that. I'm looking at my marriage and wondering if maybe I need to give it another try. I don't feel open to somebody new right now, regardless, because of where I'm at,
File them papers, Kyle.
Just something a little more realistic.
And file them papers. You gonna say something else?
Nope, you're reminding me of Alex and Janet at this point. We're starting to go down that road. But I also, Erica said on Watch What Happens Live that she really doesn't think that Kyle is gay or even pansexual or bisexual, that it was really kind of a one-off situation because of that specific person, and that she believes that when Kyle dates again, it will be a man. That was her 2 cents on Watch What Happens Live after this episode. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Big ups, Kyle. File them papers, girl. So next we move on to the new girl, Amanda. A little bit about her life. She is also some type of motivational guru of sorts. She started off in the therapy arena, counseling folks. So she figured she could use that niche to help people with their financial responsibilities. Oh, now I wrote this down, child. What'd she say? She said, what'd she say, Dag Nabbit? Where'd I put it? There it is. She said it later, but I just wanted to bring it up now, where she said the money fundamentals, pretty much when you focus on the psychology of it all, the energetic response, and what else would I write? Lord Jesus, ain't that nothing? I can't read my own writing. There are three things that she said towards the end with a conversation with her Bowles and Dorit when they were helping Dorit out. But what's funny about what she mentioned is she is not a financial guru. She's more or less the emotional, there you go, the emotional aspect of being financially literate or financially astute, which is the those fundamentals that helps you to gain or amass the wealth that you're trying to get or have. I can understand that, but you still need a certain business acumen regarding financials, mathematics, basic, but more or less finance to and understanding how the game works. I would have liked to hear that more so from her, but it works for her because she said she found a niche that she could delve into and make money off of. I don't want it to sound so trivial, but that's what I got from it. Anywho.
I want to give this girl a fair shot, but she's already irking the shit out of me because she's a spiritual poacher. This whole idea, like I'm psychic. I totally believe in energy, emotionality, a lot of the things that she's saying. But she has, I'm sure her classes are hundreds of dollars. She's got tiers. She's got a whole structure and a whole brand based on making money off of telling you to energetically align to attract money with what I agree with what you said, 120 billion%. You need financial literacy there and business acumen. There has to be some level of education about investments, financial accountability. Like, look at your psychological habits. Are you ashamed of money? Were you not raised with like a lot of education about it? Do you avoid looking at stuff? Do you overspend? Like, give me some tools here,
Mhm.
lady, other than calling yourself the money witch and showing pictures of you in a tub with cash and all that crap that is just cultural, spiritual appropriation. You're speaking in these nebulous terms and you're just selling a bunch of BS.
And
And
go ahead.
oh no, I was just saying, and I want to give her a fair shot, but right now that's how it's reading to me.
A lot of it, I think, comes from her rags to riches, where she grew up in the Midwest somewhere. And she says the biggest highlight was walking around Walmart, hanging out. So now she's went from hanging out at Walmart's to living in Beverly Hills. I'm not knocking what she's doing. Don't get me wrong. But like you mentioned, the word literacy, that's where you have a growth understanding, a full understanding of how the financials work on the different aspects and modules, what I call modules of this thing we call finance, because there's different modules and different aspects and parts to there's the different key parts to all of that. And uh, to become proficient in all of that, you need more than just being emotionally sound, in my opinion. You know, and that's why that last theme was so pivotal because Bose was right. Like, girl,
100. She was. And that answer showed how much BS that woman is peddling, because what kind of do you envision yourself? We can all write shit down on a piece of paper. Hell, I sent you a ritual for the solstice where you write down 12 wishes and you burn one each night. And the one you have left is, your responsibility to make happen in 2026. I believe in ritual and naming things, identifying things. That can have its place, but that shouldn't be your whole approach. It can't be. You have to, what they say, put out there what you want and then move your feet. You have to do things
Mhm.
that lead you toward that goal. So yeah, visualize what you want to be, Dorit. You want a retirement fund? Well, then you go to an advisor and say, I'm starting at ground zero, and explain your situation and ask
Mhm.
them, what small portion of money can I start setting away right now? Whatever. I need
Right.
some concrete steps here. And let's not erase you're attractive, young, white woman. You have a certain level of privilege. You were out in LA. There's a lot of things you had that was able to catapult you to being some kind of brand ambassador for this enlightened way of living that other people are idealizing or idolizing in you because you're portraying an image.
Yeah, and buying Kyle's old house and getting onto Real Housewives of Beverly Hills
Exactly.
was definitely the right move, if you ask
Mm-hmm.
me. Ain't that nothing? So that's her man, y'all. He is a girl.
I don't know what he is.
Uh uh construction worker person, girl, builder.
That's right. Yes.
And yeah, so that's all she said about him, child. That's all it was.
He came up to her on the street. He was separated with 2 kids, so he was a dream man because his situation was clean, and they've been together ever since.
And they met real quick, and she manifested a kid with him, and within a year they was pregnant, and that's the one right there, if I'm not, or the other one, but they
No,
got
there's a
two.
baby, but that's the older one, I think.
Maybe he's in her arms. I remember four being in the scene, but I don't want to get their faces. I just want them, to be
Yeah, no,
shown. I
you're
think
right.
the
There's
other
a
one's in her
younger one.
arms. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the two eldest are his,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all living, happily ever after. And then we have Sutton coming over to Rachel's house. I chose this picture because it's telling their about their conversation. Um, they were both underwhelmed about the speed dating situation. And what was crazier was how she addressed her annulment that her ex-husband did. We were joking about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Her ex-husband filed with the Catholic Church to annul their marriage out of the Lamb's Book. That's like I was joking, trying to write her out of the Lamb's Book of Life. No, just trying to erase their marriage, although giving validation to their children. Hello, but just erasing their marriage out of the book, the main book that they write everything down in, child. And and he addressed it Strat Brown. Now my only question about this is, when you marry, your maiden name is hyphenated with your married name, meaning why wouldn't it come Brown Strack? I've never heard of your maiden name being after the married name. Now, have you heard of that before?
No, but I mean, I've also never really dealt with an annulment from the church, so I don't know if you are returning someone to their maiden name status, you flip it around for some reason. You know what I mean? Like there could be
Mhm.
some kind of etiquette rule that I'm not familiar with. But do you know? My question is, does this make their children bastards?
No. She said that it validated. It didn't had nothing. It had nothing to do with their children. Their children are still
I didn't remember
recognized
that part.
as, yeah. They still
That's
good
stupid.
with the Lord,
That's so
girl.
stupid. How you an annulment is supposed
Well,
to be like when you're barely married and there's like these certain amount of reasons. It's not supposed to be for you get it annulled after 30 years of marriage and you're divorced and you don't like your alimony.
I don't want to call it stupid, because it's their religious belief, right? But
No,
I
it's
understand it being I understand what you're saying. Like after all this time, now you want to do this. Like, what's
Well,
the point?
I've grown up. My mother grew up Catholic in New York. Like I'm very. I'm like I'm speaking from like a cultural background when I say that. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna stand by saying it's stupid because the Catholic Church obviously has a lot of corruption. I just don't understand. And the papacy, the grants all kinds of things for all kinds of reasons. I just don't really understand what the move was, like why you can have like you have to come up with some like interesting reasons to be able to get your marriage annulled this late in the game. But anyway, I guess people need a storyline.
I understand. I just don't want to offend anyone's religious belief and calling it something that may be derogatory because, I don't want to upset anybody. So, but I understand what you're saying. I really think it's more or less him, some new woman in his life, because usually that comes later. First, they want to get rid of all evidence of the previous and then move this one into the spot. Therefore, there wouldn't be a need to, have the new woman as secondary. She wants to be the first. That's what I think it is. But I don't know. We'll see in about a year or two. She'll talk about it then, or maybe it'll come up in the press. Who knows?
Yeah, if you're offended, you can put your in the comments, direct them to me. Leave Ray Ray out of it because she doesn't want to offend anybody. But I still
Mhm.
stand behind what I said.
Okay.
I think she also mentioned that um she thinks he's doing it to control the situation as well, right? Like he's so butthurt that he doesn't
Mhm.
have the certain amount of control over the divorce settlement and that kind of thing, so that he's trying to get back at her by taking control in this way.
I think because she has in her mind that she could have had him back at any point, that she's a little delusional in how she's seeing this. He
Yeah,
filed to divorce her, right?
I think so. Yeah.
To me, this is just in line with him getting rid of her out of his life more so than him getting back at her. It could be, but it just seems more in line with just getting rid that sounds so wild, but just erasing her as much as possible. And it also happens when the youngest kid is finally out the house. Now folks can be free. Now folks can do whatever they want to do. If they want to do the willy nilly, it's all good because now kids are grown. There's no need to suppress anything. Perhaps all of this is awakening in him, like, okay, I can also get rid of her this way. I'm done. He was done with her years ago, however long it's been. And for her I just think she's a little delusional to think that he's doing things to her when he filed. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
Well, why do you think he's doing it in the first place if he's not trying to do it to her? They're already divorced.
I think because there's a new woman and she wants to be first. So to put her in the Lamb's Book of Life book, for her to be recognized in the book as the first woman he's married, because for them that's what it means. Erasing her means that it never happened, and the last kid is at the house. Now he can, you know, live like he really wants to, the same way PK is doing to Reed. Just all these different things to so-called validate what he's doing, as if him telling her, I told you this would be the last month. Girl, we're gonna get into that in a minute. But to me, I just think because he already divorced her, last kid is leaving. He probably got a new woman who wants to be first in his life in the Catholic Church's eyes on record. I just think that's more or less what it is.
All right.
I could be totally wrong, y'all.
Listen, that's what we're here to do, is we're here to speculate, because none of it, that's the
Mhm.
reality. We don't know. We don't know.
Ain't that
And what
something?
and what Sutton is telling us, I do agree with you that it seemed really weird when she was like, "It really means he doesn't want me back." No kidding. He didn't, like, it goes to your point. He didn't want you back when he filed. He wants his money back.
Don't
Um
they all?
I tend to, my personal theory, I tend to lead a little bit more into the power struggle and certain psychological stuff like that.
Hmm.
I personally don't even think he's that devout, nor is anybody, but a lot of Catholics are, like I said, I come from the culture. And my family background is Catholic. There's a lot of hypocrisy and stuff. But it is interesting for her to be like, he doesn't want me back. That was Delulu.
I think it's hypocrisy in all religions because man is running it. A human being is in so-called in charge, and human beings are flawed. So if all religions took heed to that, whatever book that they use, this world will be totally different. But Sutton, I think you're a little delusional, honey. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. Just a little bit. But I like
It
that she
didn't
brought her a gift. That's a cute little wine bottle.
Right. It didn't seem like she was this delusional about the situation in the past, but here we
You
are.
you don't think she's delusional when she says she thought she could have him back whenever she wanted him?
When was that? What season was that?
She said in this conversation.
No, no, no. I meant seasons past. This season, it's a little new Delulu. Like I thought it seemed like she was a little more realistic that he couldn't stand her. She's like, he doesn't even talk to me. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like this whole, thing about reconciliation, that was new for me.
That's what I'm saying. She may
Yeah.
have said it in an episode within another episode, like maybe episode 1 or 2, but she definitely said this in this conversation. I was thinking, what's she talking about? Like Sutton, girl, he don't want you. Any girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. But that was pretty much it for them. Next, we have Kyle and her daughter going to the flower shop for the flowers for the wedding. I swear, I have met Angel before. I've met her somewhere. That's why I put her up here. Angel, if you happen to listen and watch Watchlet, or anybody know Angel, tell her I've met her somewhere. I swear. That's why I'm like, I know her from somewhere. I
You
just
might.
don't know.
LA, baby.
I'm just saying, I just want to put her. Look, she ain't even a part of nothing, y'all, other than the greeter, the client advisor for the for the shop. But because I've seen her, I've seen her somewhere before. Anywho, so the designer, Margarita, she is helping them get flowers. And what was sound a little awkward was that, is this Alexia? Is this
uh I think so. I think so, yes. Sorry.
okay?
I had to like count, I had to say their names in my head and associate. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what sounded weird is that she wanted to gather a lot of the final picks for her husband to approve. I'm like, why he gotta approve all this flower? Like it's like he, I don't know. It sounded like he has to approve everything
Well, I
for
mean,
the wedding. I'm like, when? Now I understand everybody do things differently, but I guess I'm just used to what he got to approve the flowers for? Like what? What did?
some
I don't know, child. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
some men are more involved than others. Some care more than others, right? Some men are like, you do whatever you want because you want to do it your way anyway. Some men are like, I don't know, like that's a rose and that's a lily. Some men are involved and like partner wise, like it really, they want it to be about us. Some men are complete narcissists and they want to control everything. I think it just was arranged. I thought what the stuff they were picking was pathetic. That was what I was looking at. I'm like, you're doing a Beverly Hills wedding and you're doing this bouquet. Like, what the? No, no, no. This is not. No, where is that guy that Lisa Vanderpump had? And where's that guy? What was his name? Anyway, I was underwhelmed. He's a party planner. He called somebody chubby.
Oh, the Asian dude.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
She. He said that.
Thank you. Yes, I was trying to figure out what the catchphrase was to say. Thank you. Yeah, she. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this was a little too low key. But I'll take that Birkin. Shoot. Great color.
He ain't going nowhere near Kyle. Girl, talk about the ops. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that. Smart. Girl. Not him, and then yeah.
When you said Vanderbilt, I was like, girl, what? But yeah, and then Kyle got into her confessional and just wished that her daughter wouldn't go through what she's going through. And some of the things she mentioned may have hit close to home with her, where she mentioned how she always wanted her husband to look at her as he looks at her now, to respect her, and for them not to have to go through what they're going. She could be, telling her story, but at the same time, of course, we don't want our kids to go through hell in their union of whatever it's called, marriage or whatever, as they are grown and in their lives. But it's just kind of struck me different to why she would choose those things to hopefully her daughter wouldn't have to go through. Maybe it is what she's going through, but yeah, girl. Life is life. And big ups to Alexia. I think we did see the wedding pictures recently, right? I think they were. So y'all go.
They got married this summer.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up, y'all. We don't have no pictures of them, but go ahead.
I wasn't impressed, but respectfully, congratulations.
Now, here's the combo of all combos for the evening.
Yep.
So Bo's invited these heifers, mainly Amanda, to help with Dorit's financial situation, because y'all sitting down for this. I just want y'all to be sitting. Now I know we sitting down, but are y'all sitting down for this? Child. So apparently, bottom line is this, and this is why they're talking like this, and this is why Bose is looking like like girl. And this is why Amanda was like, but okay, so here it is. Dorit has expressed that all of the things that cost and things that have repercussion or consequences in her name, back in 2008 when the world crashed, not just the housing in this country, USA, his billion-dollar business or businesses crash out there in the Eastern Hemisphere, Europe or whatever. And once him and her got together, he put everything in her name, house, everything that she's involved in, or the marriage, everything is in her name. So she was so surprised that when a month after he left, he said that he's no longer taking care of financial. She's like, well, that's not what you've been doing. He said, well, I told you would have a month, and that's not what. So that's the point of contention with her at this conversation. She doesn't know anything about anything financial for the most part, other than the house was in her name, and that other things that are in her name she's responsible for, and he's not, and he's leaving her in the lurch. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, PK, you're a piece of crap for cutting the faucet off after a month. Like, those are your children, like, and you're dissolving a relationship that she got with you when you were busted broke. So the least you can do is continue to handle your responsibilities instead of looking like a fool on the curb making out with people that are only with you for clout. You know, like this is where I do understand why she has a certain feeling about things. Men, take care of your children. Don't play with stability for
Right.
your own need for control. That's just really not
Mm-hmm.
cool. You can get
Mm-hmm.
away, you can build your fortune again, you can lose it, you can date who you want, but don't do this. And who says you get a month and then I'm just not contributing? What?
He wrote everything else in writing. How can he even put that in writing?
Right? Yeah, because it was
9 pages
convenient.
of bullshit.
Yep.
Girl. So this is why man is like, she's like counting the different things, that what about the investments? I don't know. What about all the bank accounts or savings accounts? I don't know anything about it, but my name is on it. Girl, you don't know what's happening at this juncture with your name on it.
Yeah.
She better talk to Sutton, get that forensic accountant on the line.
Yeah. Seriously.
She better remember that conversation Sutton told Erica, girl, forensic accountant.
And by the way, is her name Amanda? Is that what her name
Mhm.
is?
That's her name.
Thank you. It like slipped right out my mind. The way
Mhm.
that Amanda is talking, it sounds promising, right? You're like, oh, so she's gonna start talking to her about some financial advice that's like concrete because she's asking concrete questions,
Mm.
right? And nope,
No.
nope.
Another reason for this stare.
Yeah, I appreciate Bose. I do. Look at because you know what? Bose puts in a situation for a question.
But Bo should have at least got a preface of what Amanda could say before arriving at this lunch, dinner, whatever meeting of the minds to help her friend Dorit. Because it sounds like Bowles just took for granted that Amanda would know. But then again, Bowles knew a little bit beforehand. There wasn't any concrete evidence of any, financial literacy or financial background with this woman. But I think at this particular uh, event, meeting of the minds, I think Bowles came to the same conclusion you mentioned maybe 10 minutes ago, like this
Uh-huh.
charlatan. What did she? Well, I think she literally verbally said, What shit is she pushing? Because this don't sound
Yeah.
nothing like what I thought it would be. Well, again, that's what you get for assuming. You know,
True. But I think Bose also sometimes, because she's in marketing, this woman's very smart. I think she sets up situations to let people reveal themselves.
there it is.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't feel like it's over manipulative or whatever. I just think that Bose makes some calculated choices to get people to reveal their character. And that's how she feels about what was revealed to her at this lunch. And I can't say I blame her.
Well, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Big Dorit, if I know by now, you have definitely would have had a forensic accountant going through the books
I hope
because
so.
this was filmed earlier this year, if
Right.
not maybe December of 2024. However,
Right.
uh, girl, that's why I, I, I don't care how much money you don't have. If you don't get a prenup, you are in shit's creek. If you got $5, the other person gonna want 4.5 of it. Because divorces make people turn into different people for the most
Right.
part. We've
Or
seen
they're
it
not going to
time and
want to
time.
pay 250. They may want 450 or they won't pay 250. the
Or they
half.
want 10. How about
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just double that and give it to me. What? Oh my God, it's 5. We'll go find another 5. I'm just saying, divorces and my dad always told me, divorces weddings, and funerals change people.
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen fights at the cemetery, child, fights at the mortuary, somebody coming down the aisle, don't marry her, don't marry him. A woman come down the aisle with a baby and 3 behind her. I'm having all these different things happening, y'all. It ain't just on Zeus.
Well, and these women have been warning Dorit since last season. You need to protect yourself because getting divorced is not being married. Your partner is going to become your enemy. It already has.
Especially that 9-page letter you told them about. And nobody asked you to bring that to the table. You brought that to the table. But yeah, big ups to Dorit. This girl.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let me see. If I get all my girl, you know what? I barely looked at my notes.
Well, good, because you couldn't read most of them anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
That's the truth. Yeah, I mean, make sure I don't miss nothing. Cause child, it was just so easy to talk about this episode.
It was.
Just
It
a
was.
mess, girl. It was a mess.
Yep.
Oh Lord. Yeah, that was it. I said it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all, make sure y'all come back. We're gonna be back on about 15 minutes to talk about Southern Charm, child. Ooh, we got some tea from Miss Erin here. She gonna spill. So I don't even know what it is, y'all. And my mouth is salivating, waiting to hear it. But yeah,
it's just a little minor like character vouching that I think is funny.
No, don't play it down.
But
don't play it down. It's some juice. It's some tea.
Yeah, and but I loved the episode, so I can't wait to talk about
me
it.
Too, me too.
I loved it. All right, cool.
All right, so before we go, let's find out what Erin is when she ain't talking ish with me on this thing.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd, and on Instagram and Threads, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading.
All right, y'all. Again, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure the bell is black and hype up the video, please. It's somewhere around there. It's near the radio buttons, or you gotta, move over the comments. I know that's what I did for somebody else's video, but don't tell them where it is, y'all. Just make sure you tap it, hype me up, hit OK, do all the things. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you back at 9:30. All right, bye. Ray, Ray.